this climate, excuse me, this climate crisis moment is a reminder for all of us of just what we're fighting for. So sorry, I keep forgetting about that. I'll get better.
Just closer to the mic.
Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, I'll lean over this way. It's been drawn from the Sierra Club e-sign and is a poem by Catherine Pierce, who is Poet Laureate of Mississippi. It's titled Earth. Sometimes I try to play it casual. Like, hey, Mercury, hey, Malachite, I'm busy today. Can't stop to marvel, but always my blood is saying, oh God, you star-sprung miracle. It's self-preservation, letting myself believe that laundry matters, letting myself believe there's anything other than egrets and oceans and vast moss carpets and the finite heart of every single person I love. Earth, you terrify me. Your fierce green and honeysuckle and herds of wild ponies, and you're leaving always. Oh, you of the Rhyolite Mountains, you of the dew-hung web, you were lemon quartz and quicksand, your muskrats and starfish. How could I be anyway but staggered? Oh, blue spruce. Oh, white fir. Oh, green forever. You know, my nonchalance is a sham. It's so hard to admit our real desires. Earth, what I want is to sit gentle under your twilight purple, watch your bats hunt and dive. What I want is to know about endings, but still love each bat, each shade of the boundless darkening sky.
So we're going to sing together hymn number 357, Bright Morning Stars. We're doing music today, a lot of which is very old. This music is, we think, probably mid-1700s. And if you are a technical musician and you read music, it's going to be confusing because the meters keep changing. So just ignore those. It's 4/4 all the way through. So please join us, 357. Bright morning stars are rising, and stand as you're willing to move.
ancestors remind us that we're part of something larger, even obligated to something larger. Because much as we need these larger webs and stories, they need us too. Ancestors say, whether or not the sacred stories and values stay relevant depends on you. Whether or not each other's histories are told truly depends on you. Whether the family cycles of health are strengthened and the family cycles of dysfunction are stopped depends on you. Whether or not that arc is bent back towards justice is up to you. Ancestors plop these incomplete and intimidating endeavors into our laps and say, we've done our part and taken it as far as we can. The next step of the journey is in your hands, which of course means that our hands are connected. Our ancestors handed precious projects to us. We're asked to hand those precious projects on to those who follow, and they will hopefully continue the sacred chain. And in the end, that's what this heritage thing is all about. Seeing ourselves as part of a sacred chain. We're not small. Our lives are not insignificant. Our lives aren't even entirely our own. Every choice we make has consequences for others. Every word we write with our lives twists and propels a plot line that began before we got here and continues after we're gone. History may rightly shout, it's important to know where we came from, but heritage says, you matter even more than you know. We hope you enjoy the heritage stories that some of our members will now present. So the first one would be Reggie. Okay. Sorry. I just did it.
Oh, dealing with this when you're wearing glasses. There we go. Good. The gifts given me by my heritage. Okay. My name is Reggie McLean, and I'm happy that I found Unitarian Universalism when I was 23 years old. My late partner, John Voorhees, introduced me to Unitarian Universalism in Raleigh, North Carolina, where he was an active supporter of Parents and Friends of Lesbians and Gays, which was hosted at the Fellowship in Raleigh. Much of my life prior to 1984 offered me experiences that would make me a perfect candidate for primal scream therapy, but I'll spare you a demonstration. My early life made me angry, sad, skeptical, resilient, independent, and compassionate. It left me with a desire to escape, not always through beneficial means. My grandmother, Fern McLean, showed me love. My first best friend, Terry Tucker, brought laughter and friendship to me when I was 5 years old. My favorite high school teacher, Miss Davis, taught me resilience because she had the strength to sue the school district on church-state separation grounds. My father taught me anger during my childhood when he pushed me away. My mother taught me sadness because she was ashamed of me because I'm gay. I am standing before you today because I survived 10 years of being passively suicidal. I wanted to die, but I would never put a gun to my head and pulled the trigger because I believed it would be irresponsible to leave a bloody mess for someone else to clean up. Something kept me alive. God, and I use the word lightly, never answered my prayers that begged for death. I must have looked to examples in the culture for my strength and hope. In my imagination, Atticus Finch, the main character in the movie To Kill a Mockingbird, was my father. My mother might have been a composite of Carol Burnett and Mary Tyler Moore. There was something sustaining and nurturing that I drew from my love of nature. It brought me transcendent joy. Climbing trees, walking through the woods to the beautiful granite rock, half a mile away from home, listening to the rain and breathing in its fresh scent, loving my childhood pets, all of these things were life-sustaining. Growing up during the 1960s and 70s was interesting because I saw the approach that my parents took to protecting me from the progress in society that they feared. They wanted me to separate myself from anyone who challenged their narrow worldview, especially when I imagined how they might have felt about their only son having no inclination to carry on the family name. And Mama's prayers that I would somehow repent of my sinful ways and become straight would never be answered. If she prayed that I would love her, a mother who was ashamed of me, this would also be an unanswered prayer. The models I needed were hidden from me, but I would someday find them. My life's course changed in 1984 when I met John Voorhees, a man who showed compassion to many people. He introduced me to a scope of life that was new, exhilarating, and welcoming, and he was a Unitarian Universalist. He showed me that in his world, there were parents who loved their gay sons. I learned about the brave queer people in history who had been systematically censored from history books. I learned about my heritage. Today, I'll admit that I'm still working on forgiving, but I know that I am committed to making the lives of young queer people safe from the experiences that I had, one step at a time.
Yeah.
Mercedes.
She's not here.
She's here.
Oh, Mercedes. Oh, I didn't see her. Mercedes.
And Ernesto.
Okay. So my name is Maria Mercedes Serna. I am born of a Guatemalan father and a French-Canadian mother who met in Washington, D.C. and later traveled to Mexico City, where I was born. My father was there working with the U.S. Embassy. My father was there working with the U.S. Embassy and also covertly working with the CIA to find and punish, or if possible, Nazis who had escaped after the Second World War to Latin America. What I wanted to talk about today is what we celebrate at this time of the year in the Latin communities. We ask our ancestors in ceremonies that are called velaciones to come forward, and we spend a time from the end of the day at sunset to the next morning at sunrise. And we are called ceros, And what we do, concheros, and what we do is we ask our ancestors in prayer, which is all in song. It's with mandolins, guitars, sometimes flutes, sometimes conch shells, and we stay there all night. And we wait for these spirits to come to us and guide us for the coming year. For we believe, and we really believe this, that all of our ancestors are behind us, supporting us. And if we only ask, they will come. And very often after these ceremonies, no one is tired. We just are so excited. And so we generally eat at those times and talk about who we saw. And the who is actually someone who was with us either just a few years ago or many, many years ago. And we ask them always. And throughout the year, we continue to do that. And following the ceremony with the concheros is a danza. And then the danza goes early in the morning, all the way through the day, with a big meal at the end. And so this is what we're going to be doing at the end of this month. I'm going to Mexico with friends and dear ones, and we will begin on the 1st and the 2nd of November. So I want to thank you for that, and know for you that your ancestors are always with you as well.
So we're, Ernesto, are you going to talk now or no, later? All right, we're going to sing. Speaking of song, this is number 336 in your hymnal, and it's probably the oldest song in our hymnal. This is from the plain song tradition, which the monks in Northern Europe participated in. I think this song is maybe 1300s. And again, it's not written as normal sheet music that you would see. It flows very softly, and it has no dynamics, it has no accent marks, it just goes. So, and it also is call response. So the choir, please stand choir, is going to sing it to you the first line, and then you'll sing it back. All right? But the first time what's going to happen is Hilda is going to play it all the way through just once, so you can hear the beautiful cadence. Okay, us first, and then you. One line at a time. And you can stand if you like. You ready? All my memories of love hang upon high stars. All my memories of love hang upon high stars. All the souls I've lost to tears now the autumn jars. All the souls I've lost to tears now the autumn jars. And the air around me here thickens with their song. And the air around me here thickens with their songs. Sing again their nameless tunes, sing again and strong. Sing again their nameless tunes, sing again and strong. Now let's sing it together, verse 2 and 3, Willows in September. Willows in September touch the water clear, set among the rushes tall of the flowing year. Rising up from sunlit past comes the shadow side, running toward me silently, love to fortify. Many are the graceful hearts hung upon think you're gonna get some music, huh?
Yeah.
My name is Lorraine Sandoval. I grew up in East LA, and my parents, most of my family is from New Mexico, Albuquerque. And the greatest gift, I think, in looking back at my heritage that I received from my heritage is the love of music, because we had so many family members who were musicians. I heard stories about my grandfather, my mother's father, who died before I was even born. But he played the violin at dances way back in the 1900s. And his wife, which is my grandmother, Mapola, used to play the guitar. And I remember when I was about 5 years old, watching her singing and playing the guitar. And then we had two uncles who, I had two uncles who were also musicians. One was a tenor, and he used to go to New York and sing in operettas. And then I had another uncle who was not a tenor, but used to sing in restaurants and play the guitar and sing. They were never looking that way. They were in the service and went to work with using their music. And my sister, when I only had one sister, when she was in high school, she joined the Glee Club. I was in upper middle school, so she's 6 years older than I am. And she joined the Glee Club and then became a star soprano when they used to do operettas. And so she used to sing things from La Bohème, Madame Butterfly, Carmen, and many other operettas throughout the time she was in high school. So when I got to high school, I joined the Glee Club too, and so the teacher started me way up here, and I started way down here. And you could see her face just kind of drop. She said, "Aunt Elizabeth's Virgil's sister?" And I said, "Yes." I went my merry way, and I wanted to learn how to play the guitar, and so I didn't have a guitar, but I used to listen to hillbilly music all the time, and so we used to get the Los Angeles Times newspaper. It was pretty thick, and I put 6 rubber bands around it and listened to the music and strum with that. That's how I learned how to strum before I got a guitar. But once I got a guitar when I was a teenager, I finished middle school, and my dad bought me a little inexpensive guitar with a book that had picture chords on it, so I learned how to play the chords there. But trying to remember the songs that we used to sing. We used to have large gatherings of dinners and things with many of our relatives there. My uncles would sing, and we'd have a great time. So I was trying to remember what Mapola used to play when she played the guitar, and she picked Estas son las mañanitas que canta el rey David, hoy por ser día tu santo, más cantamos a ti. Despierta, mi bien despierta, mira quién amaneció, y a los pajarillos cantan, la luna ya se metió. My uncles used to sing. My Uncle Edward is the one I bought this guitar from. I paid him $100 for this. My Goya guitar. It's been my best friend for a long time. But yeah, he used to sing something different.
grew up, I got married, divorced, I had 4 children, and I was a single parent for quite a long time. And you know how times get rough sometimes in your life, you meet barriers and obstacles that you can't overcome, and just makes life kind of difficult. And the one thing that I really enjoyed about the music is that, oops, I'm gonna get this off here and put it in here. The thing I really enjoyed about the music is that no matter whether you're feeling mad, bad, glad, or sad, the music, when you start playing or you're singing, just kind of takes that away from you. You kind of roll with it, or you learn how to, it deepens your joy, or it helps you cope with the sadness that you might be having. So I went my way. Don't tell me your troubles, I don't want to know. Don't tell me your troubles, well, I don't want to know. I've got troubles of my own, and I'm sure feeling low. Well, I woke up this morning feeling mighty low. Woke up this morning feeling mighty low, and I turned to my friend. He said, you gotta go. But now that I'm, in the sunset of my life, actually it's the end of my life just about, I feel like our friend Ben Lemasters, when he gets up to say what he usually says every Sunday, gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado el sonido y el abecedario. Ponemos palabras que pienso y declaro, madre, amigo, hermano, y luz alumbrando, y en la ruta del alma en que estoy amando. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado el brazo, y ha ido su manto, cuando miro el fruto del cerebro humano, cuando miro el bueno, tan lejos del malo. Cuando miro el fondo de tus ojos claros, gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, me ha dado la risa y me ha dado el llanto, así yo distingo dicho de quebranto. Los dos materiales que forman mi canto, y en el canto de